So, almost each one of us feels nervous before an exam. It is quite normal to experience butterflies in the stomach or having thoughts like, will I able to score as I expected, or even have I done enough preparation for the exam? But when this anxiety becomes like too much, it can interfere with our exam performance. It can block our recall abilities in the exam. It can also cause difficulties in thinking what to write exactly, or it is also known to promote panic reactions among students. And lastly, these goals should be time bound. You should set a specific time frame within which you would like to achieve that goal. But instead of having a big study session of 2 to 3 hours each, we take small study sessions, like have a session of 25 minutes, after which we can take a short break of maybe say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, in which we can re-energize ourselves. So simply utilize all your five senses and imagine yourself walking through a beach, listening the chirping of the birds, walking through the sand, feeling the texture on your legs, and all such activities that make you feel calm. What we'll do is we'll take our hand and touch our thumb with the first finger, and we will think about a time when our body felt a deep, healthy fatigue, a situation when you did something, for example you went for hiking or very physically overwhelming activity. The second step would be touching our thumb to our second finger and thinking about the time when we had a big achievement of our life. For example, you completed an important project, you won a competition, or something that created a sense of pride or accomplishment within you. Also, you can end up avoiding any person, maybe a classmate, friend, that keeps on answering asking questions at the last moment and ending up making you feel anxious. So you can do that also. Hello everyone, my name is Ria and I'm a school psychologist at Platinum Valley International School, Suryanagar, Ghaziabad. So since the exam season is right around the corner, we as students, educators and counselors are well aware of that crippling feeling, that overwhelming stress that accompanies the word exam season. So almost each one of us feels nervous before an exam. It is quite normal to experience butterflies in the stomach or having thoughts like, will I able to score as I expected, or even have I done enough preparation for the exam? So it is important to understand that a certain amount of anxiety, it is actually good for us, as it helps to keep us energized, focused, alert on our work, and it helps us stay track on our schedule as well. But when this anxiety becomes like too much, it can interfere with our exam performance. It can block our recall abilities in the exam. It can also cause difficulties in thinking what to write exactly, or it is also known to promote panic reactions among students. So, what exactly is this exam anxiety? So, exam anxiety is much more than the case of feeling nerves or butterflies in your stomach. It is a debilitating feeling that can paralyze even the most prepared students, and they end up questioning their abilities, doubting their abilities, and fearing the worst possible outcomes in terms of their results. So, exam anxiety often involves apprehension of performing at levels below that they would like to perform, or even apprehension about failure or losing marks, and all such sort of things. So, anxiety may be an product of us underestimating our abilities to perform, or the resources we have available to help us to perform. So, in this session, let's talk about the ways in which we can deal with our examination related jitters and have a stress free examination season. So, in the days before the exam, it is important that we start studying well in advance. Because it is often the situation with the students that they end up procrastinating till the end moment, and at the end moment they get so overwhelmed and anxious that they are not even able to do a small part of the syllabus. So to avoid last minute cramming, it is important that we break down materials into manageable chunks and create a study schedule, planning our day out, setting goals, long term, short term goals in terms of their examination. So, children can start by setting SMART goals. By SMART, I mean goals that are specific in the terms that they should be clear and well defined. Not, they should not be vague, like get gets that many marks or get that much grade. Like, they should be well defined. I want this grade, I want this much improvement. They should be well defined in that way. The goals should be measurable. That should they should include a criteria for measuring the progress of the goals. For example, you're taking exercises or you're taking up practice questions to measure how much you're achieving within a time frame or within a day or by the end of the month. They should be achievable in the sense that they should be realistic and attainable. They should not be something unrealistic or something that is not achievable within the limited time frame that is left with the student. They should be relevant, that they should be well aligned with the overall objectives and priorities of the student. And lastly, these goals should be time bound. You should set a specific time frame within which you would like to achieve that goal. So defining these parameters of SMART goal will help us to ensure that our objectives are attainable with a certain time frame and we are well focused on our preparation at the same time. So it is always recommended that instead of having a big study session of 2 to 3 hours each, we take small study sessions, like have a session of 25 minutes, after which we can take a short break of maybe say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, in which we can re-energize ourselves. We can basically do deep breathing, or we can just go lift some water or food, and that 5 minutes of break gives us the opportunity to like regain our concentration, regain our focus, and like get back to studying again. Having these small study sessions instead of the big regular sessions, these sessions, these breaks, these provide us with a sense of relaxation, a sense of accomplishment, that I have completed this much work in this much time frame, and it could be an effective way to like focus on a long time period. So you might have observed that when we are stressed, our body equally responds. Our hands might start shivering, or heart rate might increase, or blood pressure might increase. So reactions are basically a result of the stress hormones that are released by our body. So in such situations, as we all know, our mind and our body are equally interconnected. If we calm down our body, we can also have an equally calming effect on our mind. So in such situations, we can use relaxation techniques like deep breathing, which can help us calm down in the situation of overwhelmness or when we are facing too much of stress. So one such technique, the 4 to 8 technique, which is a deep breathing technique, can be utilized when you're overwhelmed or when you can't focus on your question paper, you're too overwhelmed with the questions. You can just take 2 minutes and utilize this technique. What we can do is place our hand on our chest and our abdomen to feel our body moving as we inhale and exhale. We can also like breathe through our nose or mouth, anything that feels comfortable to us. So after you have done with the deep breathing technique, one thing that you can do that could have a calming effect on you is using visualization. So visualization is nothing but utilizing our mind's images to create a mental image. So what you can do is imagine yourself walking through a beach or any peaceful scene that you like. It might be a garden of roses for some, it might be a beach for some, it might be forest for some. So simply utilize all your 5 senses and imagine yourself walking through a beach, listening the chirping of the birds, walking through the sand, feeling the texture on your legs, and all such activities that make you feel calm. So by imagining ourselves in such a position, we are empowering our mind to create a relaxation at the same time. So one such technique is the five finger technique. So we will start this technique by simply using the deep breathing method that we have earlier discussed. After that, what we'll do is we'll take our hand and touch our thumb with the first finger, and we will think about a time when our body felt a deep healthy fatigue, a situation when you did something. For example, you went for hiking or very physically overwhelming activity, you went for a bike ride, you went for hiking, and remember the feeling of your muscles relaxing and your heart beating slowly after that activity. So basically what we are trying to tell ourselves is that we have achieved a state of calm after being so overworked, so overwhelmed, that our muscles have also relaxed after that activity. The second step would be touching our thumb to our second finger and thinking about the time when we had a big achievement of our life. For example, you completed an important project, you won a competition, or something that created a sense of pride or accomplishment within you. After that, you'll touch your thumb with your third finger and think about a time when you received a compliment that you really liked, something someone said about you that made you feel really happy or really warm from inside. And the last part of this activity would be touching your thumb to your small finger, the fourth finger, and going back to the most beautiful place that you've been and the most beautiful place that you can imagine. So allow the beauty to soak in, feel safe and secure, and let all the tension that has been buried inside you, and let all the stress go. And this reflection exercise basically is helping us shift from that negative state of mind to a more positive and healthy state of mind, by at the same time relaxing our body, building confidence, and lessening our anxiety at that point. So lastly, on the day of examination, it is recommended that you avoid last minute cramming. So instead of studying till the last moment and like totally getting anxious out of that situation, it is recommended that you take some time off, try relaxation technique, try deep breathing techniques. Like instead of just cramming and like going about the subject again and again, that would help you create a sense of calm and a sense of peace before you go to the exam. Also, you can end up avoiding any person, maybe a classmate, friend, that keeps on asking questions at the last moment and ending up making you feel anxious. So you can do that also if you feel that that could hamper your performance in any way. I hope this video was helpful to you all, and it would help you to perform to the best of your abilities in the exam. Thank you.